Go Dire Team! Pick 'em up! Pick 'em out!
Hey everyone, welcome to Digital Chaos vs. Complexity Gaming.
Hey Morty, guess what time it is? I don't know, Rick, what is it?
This is the Dota 2 Canada Cup Season 6, and I believe this is an upper bracket preliminary match. The winner of this goes on to play Shazam.
Dire Team pick.
And the draft is underway here. It looks like Complexity opened up with an Invoker and Batrider ban, and DC opened up with an IO Gyro ban. And the first two picks out of Complexity Gaming are Brewmaster and Leshrac. These are two heroes I have not seen in a while. I don't know if they have some pocket strat that they're planning on pulling out, but last time I checked, this was in fact Captain's mode. So this is a bit of a new thing to me. And DC opened up with a Venge, and it could be a carry, it could be a support. I've seen it either way from these guys, and we'll see how the draft plays out to figure out exactly what that's going to be.
Who would have thought?
Zeus. So they follow up with the Zeus. This will be their mid.
Team ban.
Then they immediately ban out the Templar Assassin, not wanting to deal with that versus the Zeus.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero! Yeah, 5 seconds left now.
Waiting on the third Complexity ban here. We'll see if they look to try to take out some of the support options for DC, if they think that this Venge will be a carry. Looks like they go for the Undying, figuring they might be looking for an Undying off lane, and DC gets rid of the annoying Tusk. They won't have to worry about that snowball for this game.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero! Yeah, 5 seconds left now.
And Complexity continues banning out the offlaners, and they take out an Enchantress and pick themselves up a Chen. So with this Lesh Brew, they might be looking to run the Lesh in the mid. The Lesh might be a support. The Brew could go mid. The Brew could also go to the off lane. It's hard to say at this point in the draft, but we'll see exactly where they want to go soon enough.
5 seconds, Morty.
Now we're waiting for the DC counter to Chen. See if they have something up their sleeves. Maybe a nice bounty to just annoy him in the woods and make sure he doesn't get off to too great of a start.
Mirana.
So they pick up the Mirana.
Come on, Dire Team, pick it good.
Now this could be a carry, this could be a support. I'm gonna say it's a support Mirana that they'll look to roam heavily.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero! Yeah, 5 seconds left now. Well, what do you know? It's reserve time.
So now Complexity's dipping into their reserve time a little bit, likely looking to either pick a true mid lane or take out or pick up their hard carry. Taking quite a bit of a time. It looks like they might be as confused as all the rest of us with this both Venge and Mirana. So they pick up the Rubik. So
Radiant
the
team
Chen
ban.
Rubik should be their supports. So that means this Lesh is likely headed towards the mid, and this Brew is most likely headed to the off lane. So the next pick out of Complexity I expect to be a hard carry. Now coming up for DC, they need maybe a support.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero.
And maybe an offlaner.
5 seconds, Morty.
If
It'll be
this
fine.
Venge is actually a carry, then I would expect
Reserve
Mirana
time.
to be the support. And then we should see one more support and an offlaner coming up for DC.
Faceless Void.
Dire team ban.
So there comes the Faceless Void for DC, and this will be the offlane Bulba Faceless Void. So this last
man,
ban will
Rick,
tell
there's
us
only 10
if
seconds left to pick a
Complexity is
hero.
thinking this Venge is a carry or a support.
Yeah, 5 seconds left now. Well, what do you know? It's reserve time.
Looks like they think the Venge is
Ooh,
a
Radiant team ban.
support based on their anti-mage ban, but DC could easily enough just pick up a carry if there was a better one available based on the last hero that Complexity actually picks up. And so they ban
Come on,
out
Dire
the
team, pick it
Viper.
good.
So the last pickup for Complexity
Radiant
is
team,
a
get a pick
lone
right.
druid. So that'll likely be their hard carry, and they'll either send him to the off lane or run him in the safe lane. It's a little hard to say right now exactly how these lanes are going to play out. A lot of that's going to depend obviously on this last pick by DC.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine. Reserve time.
DC's really dipping into their time here. They may be trying to decide if the Venge carry is the way to go or if the Venge should be a support, and trying to figure out what hero they actually want to pick up to really counter this lone druid and its bear. Now the OD is available. They want to run the Venges as support. He's not the ideal pick here with this Lesh mid. But so they go with the real hard carry and go for the Dusa. So it looks like Swindle's on the Lesh, and that's normally their off lane player. We'll see if they send Lesh to the off lane or what they actually want to do. Looks like the Brew should head towards the mid.
Oh man, Rick, there's only 10 seconds left to pick a hero. 5 seconds, Morty. It'll be fine.
Taking a bit of time on this Venge pick. I don't know. They're probably trying to figure out exactly what heroes, who wants what. And how about we get a free
Why
camera
aren't they
here?
doing anything? They're just standing around. Relax, Morty.
So we can see Yuar and Aoi heading down the mid. We can see Bulba heading up top on this faceless void. See Mega Man X. Earlier they were playing with Mason. I don't know if it's still Mason or who exactly Mega Man is. And then we see Thebanon, this vengeful spirit. So we see Chessie in the off lane here with the lone druid. And we see Limp and Z-Freak kind of scouting out the Marana here, making sure she doesn't get up to anything too tricky. And then we see Swindle just kind of hanging out over here in the top lane. Looks like a little bit of trading fire going on over here in the bot. And they saw this lone druid sneak in for a ward, so you can expect a counter ward coming out pretty soon. But otherwise, it looks like a little bit of contention over the two ruins here. So we'll see if Bulba and Aoi are able to pick up Swindle here. Probably not, especially with the support of Z-Freak coming in. So Complexity actually picked up both those ruins, so they're off to a great start now.
First blood.
And naturally, as soon as I look away, Aoi managed to get himself killed by Swindle and Z-Freak here. So that's an even better start for Swindle.
Top tower's under attack.
I think he got the kill. Yeah, so Swindle picked up the bounty and then a first blood, so he's going to be really happy. And down here we see Theban and we see this, I'll just call him this Venge and this Medusa kind of going at it a bit, trading some hits. But otherwise everything's going fairly quietly besides this bit of an engagement up top, but that's over. Looks like Bulba's just gonna kind of attempt to pull a little bit here, but Z-Freak had other ideas about that. A little bit of a harassment from Limp onto Yuar here. Looks like always rotating down the mid, but he's spotted by this ward here, so it looks like he's just gonna kind of work on some creeps and work his way around to see if they can set something up on this Brewmaster. But they likely won't be able to. So you can see the Handskin actually rotated back around behind the Zeus here. So it looks like they're going to try to go in. Nice troll trap coming out. And this should be a fairly easy kill. And they managed to get it and not give up any lives in the process. Now we see the Venge rotating in. He cleaned up the creep, but he'll have to be careful to not trade his life away, as the Rubik is right across the river and looking to intercept him. It looks like he knew the Rubik was over there, so he's going to try to make a little long trip through the jungle here and just keep everybody busy for a while. And he manages to find a wild courier, and he'll just kill himself to the towers here. But he did suck up a lot of Complexity time, chasing him around and trying to figure out what the heck he was doing. And so we'll see the Chen go back to farming in the jungle. So this Juice is farming pretty nicely right now. This Lone Druid isn't able to do much to her when she's by herself. You can see Bulba and Swindle trading hits pretty well up top here, but they are fairly even, with Swindle just one last hit ahead, but he has 5 denies ahead. And the Zeus is neck and neck with this Brewmaster. So we can see the Rubik rotating in to kind of harass Bulba away. Just see if they can secure this lane a little better for this Leshrac. Looks like Aoi will spot out this DD Ruin and keep it safe for the Zeus's bottle. And he'll kind of rotate around here to kill some creeps, mess with this lone druid a little bit, and he shouldn't die as he didn't get a root there. If he would have got a root, he might have died because the brew was not too far behind him here. And so now we see this Chen grouping up. Looks like he's going to try to come around behind and either go for Bulba on this void. Okay, they're drawing arrows towards Bulba. But Aoi 2000 is rotating in, so he will spot him out fairly soon here. Looks like they'll just change their mind and go for the tower here. And they shouldn't have any trouble taking out this tower. Missed the last hit there, that's unfortunate for them. But nobody died, so obviously it's a great trade for complexity. And we see Chessie just kind of working away on some ancients here. See, this Deuce has already got the phase boots up with a Ring of Bassi. Probably likely convert that over to Kayla, or he might just save for something else. He might go for the casual Yasha. Who really knows what the Medusas are going lately. You see a bit of trade coming out in the mid here, but still only one last hit advantage towards the Zeus, and now the Brew is throwing it right back in his balance. So we can expect to see a couple of ganks coming out towards the mid here to try to further push this in the Brewmaster's favor. I would say he's a little ahead because of the kill he got. Otherwise, we can see Swindle's already got his arcane boots up on the Lesh. And this bear has boots and an orb. And 200 gold, not much gold sitting on this lone druid. You see this Dusa finished up a magic wand. So that'll be coming out to him soon. See what he actually wants to go for next here. So we have a smoke coming in from complexity towards the mid, hopefully looking to catch out this Zeus, but they seem to know the jig is up. They must have smoked directly under this ward here, so everybody backed up. Nobody wanted to die to that, and so the Rubik will drop a ward here, and he even knew something was up, so he went for the deny of the ward. Fortunately, he wasn't able to get it and cost his life just for the ward. Hopefully somebody will come in and actually clean up this ward. Stuso wants to, but he doesn't want to get caught by the Rubik like the bench did. So now Aoi will come in, clean it up. So you can see Swindle poking into the little secret shop area here, trying to figure out where Bulba was actually going. This Chen's doing pretty good. He's only 700 gold away from a mech, and he pops another smoke and head down toward the bottom. He might be looking to kind of come in and go around behind to catch out the Zeus. Looks like they really want to do something about the Zeus. So we can see the Chen and the Rubik heading through the jungle, and they'll cut up towards the mid to see what they can find. And Yuar sticking his nose out here. Troll trap, followed by the lift. And they should have the damage to bring him down before he kills all of them. But Bulba is right there to clean up the rest of them with this Duset. So all in all, a 2 for 1. But you are losing your mid for that. And it looks like they dropped a ward here, so they're going to know exactly where DC is actually positioning themselves.
Oh boy, Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, we see Swindle just kind of farming away here. Not sure what he's going to go for first with this point booster. If he looks to go for the Oct Core, or if he looks to go for the Bloodstone. Lone Druid sitting on 900 gold. Looks like he's just working on finishing off the boots for the bear. This Brewmaster has his Blink Dagger up, and it looks like with the help of an Arcane Ruin, they're able to pick off this Chen in the jungle. It looks like they actually burned the Chrono for that as well. But still, not that bad. They are delaying the Chen mech, which is pretty important right now. So it looks like they'll head to the bot and look to push down this tier 1. And unless all of DC TPs right now to this tower, they're going to lose it. Looks like they'll go for the trade up top here. But they're going pretty slow, so Complexity could defend this, or they'll looks like they're looking to trade this and actually push the bot tower some more here. Okay, looks like the Lesh will head up top. When the Brew already jumped in, they'll clean up Duar here, and then they'll clean this Venge up. A nice, easy 2 kills, and they're still working on this tier 2. And now it looks like Swindle will head down towards the top tier 2 to try to split their decisions for what they're actually going to defend. Looks like he's backing off, and the Deuce is TPing into the bot. You try to repel these guys, but they got the tower down to half, so not too bad. They did pick up 2 kills from that, though. And DC was not able to pick up the tower. You see Limp here just kind of stealing some creeps from DC. You see Bulba's got the Poor Man's Shield and Iron Talon. Oh, yeah, only 20 gold away from the mech on this Chen here. So he'll have that for the next fight. Looks like the Deuce did finish off the Aquila, and now we'll see what he wants to go for next. Looks like Complexity is going to group up and try to push down this mid-tier 1. But DC is not willing to give this one up for free like they have the rest of their towers. So they will show up in force to drive them away.
Time is money.
And there's the mech for the Chen as expected. Nice long range arrow hits Limp, but they don't have any of the follow-up they need. So the Void and the Zeus are up top, but they are just getting out of there before the Brew comes in and Blink slaps them. Moon Druid's still working away, sitting on a 1k gold now. So Brewmaster with an Invis Ruin is coming in behind, looking to hopefully pick off this Venge. And they saw him run this way, so he's just going to stand up top. There he goes, you saw him. So he'll be able to jump on him. He's waiting for the Lash to get a little closer for a little more support. And so Lash and Rubik are coming in, and they'll make sure they kill him and he doesn't get the deny from the Ancients. So with that, we can see the Dusa is just kind of farming away. He doesn't really want to come up here because he will just die. He's playing it pretty risky farming underneath this ward here. And looks like they give up that mid-tier 1 and run for it. So the bear is chasing after this Dusa here. And with the Blink clap, they'll have a lift if they need it soon. So the Dusa pops the ult. The Venge has a nice swap out. Bulba died before he was actually able to get out his Chronosphere. And now Yawar is going to go down on the Zeus, and now the Medusa will drop to Swindle, and they managed to pick up the Venge. So it looks like the Lone Druid went for a Midas there. And now they'll clean up this bottom tier 2. Nope, doesn't look like they... Oh, they ran out of creep, so they can't really fight through that backdoor protection just yet. So the Chen will head into the jungle and get out of there. With Bulba coming up right now, it's too risky to wait around for the creeps because he still has his Chronosphere up. So 2,500 gold up on this Lone Druid now. If he remembers to use his Midas, it'll be pretty close to a Relic. So he might be looking to go for a Radiance. Rubik's sitting on 1,700 gold, so he's likely saving for a Blink Dagger. He's just 500 gold away from that. You can see Bulba with the Morbid Mask here. And they'll pick up a nice couple of kills here if he can manage to burn through. There's a lot of dodges coming out from the Brewmaster there. And they're actually able to pick up the Rubik as well. And somewhere the Chen died. Chen must have died at the start of the fight there. So that was really nice for DC. They really needed those comeback kills. Now Brewmaster is starting to get out of control. And he's got an Ogre Club. Hard to say what he's going for. Might be a BKB. Might be an Ags. Don't really see the Ags too often, so I imagine he'll go for the BKB. And he picked up the club first for that little bit of survivability. Nice arrow landing on the bear here, but this bear's fine. So now Chessie's up to 3,000 gold. He's pretty much assuredly going for the Radiance by now. Looks like Aui's working on a mech, and he is 900 gold away from a mech. This Venge is sitting on 800 gold. Not sure what he's going for. Might be looking for a Blink. Might be looking for like a 4-staff or something. Looks like Bulba just finished up a Vlad's, so that'll help him a little bit of survivability and kill people inside the Chronosphere a little bit easier. Looks like this Lesh will take the trade, or take the deny up on this top tier 1, and he should be able to get out of there no problem. Yep. This Chen is farming away. Looks like he just bought a cloak. And there's the Sacred Relic up on the bear, so he's 1,000 gold away from picking up that Radiance. The Rubik actually decided to not go for the Blink, and he picked up a point booster. So there are a lot of good eggs ultis available. So can't really blame him for that, and then it gives him a bunch of survivability as well. So we have a smoke out of complexity, and they're heading down towards this bottom tier 2. They won't find anybody down here, but they'll head towards the mid to see if they can pick up any stragglers. And so they'll wrap around behind here to see if anybody's coming up the stairs. And they're giving up on the smoke and just picking out the tower. And now they'll look to push this up into high ground.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So we have Bulba up top with Aoi working on the trade, and they won't let him have that for free. They'll TP up and defend here. Now Aoi's gonna die to the Lone Druid and this Brewmaster. And Hanskin will clean up their jungle a little bit on his way out.
That should help.
So there's the Radiance from the Lone Druid. And there's the Mithril Hammer up on the Brewmaster, so he will be picking up a Black King Bar. Handskin sitting on 800 gold now. See if he looks to do something with this cloak, or if it's just going to sit with him for a little bit. The Dusa has now picked up a Yasha, so he'll likely go for a Manta style next, unless it's just a casual farming Yasha. Bulba's up to 1300 gold. We'll look to see what he picks up next. He might go for the Ags. No, they changed up the Ags a little bit. He'd probably be a little bit of an odd pickup for the Ags now, but it's nice survivability. Or he might just look for some damage. So it was the Bloodstone coming out for this Lesh. And now he has a Staff of Wizardry on the side of that, plus a Glimmer Cape. So he is sitting on plenty of money. This Lone Druid's up to another 800 gold. Look to see what he picks up after this. Radiance. And Slash is chasing Aoi up on top, but he's not actually able to find him. Bulba's in the area, and he'll need to retreat before he gets picked up. Looks like the Zeus is heading up, so they have 3 people up top here. They outnumber him for now, but I don't know if they'll look to actually take this fight. Looks like they're pretty scared right now, and they're looking to get out of sight. Try to go for the gank onto Swindle here. So there's the Blink, Chrono, and he's inside the Chrono, so we can still see him through that Mystic Cape. And so now they need to get out before Limp kills them all, and he picks up the Zeus before he gets out with a couple of nice crits. So 1 for 1. And then the Dusa actually picks up the Chen down in the bot with the help of this Vengeful Spirit. So overall, that's a big swing of gold going towards DC here. So let's check the graphs here. So complexity was about 10k ahead, and now they brought it back to about 7,500. Let's jump over to net worth here. So we can see complexity is the top 3 slots, but the Dusa isn't that far behind. You know, he's only 1,000 gold behind this Lesh and this Lone Druid. And this Dusa is getting hunted here by the Brewmaster, but the arrow kind of persuades him to turn around. So complexity is laying down plenty of wards, so he'll have some nice vision here. Looks like they're looking to set up to take this mid tier 2. And looks like they're going to go for the Roche before they try to take any more towers, which is the wise plan. So Lesh has picked up his Yules, and it looks like he's planning on picking up this Aegis. So Brewmaster has finished his BKB.
He owed me money.
This Chen is up to 1,300 gold. He'll probably be looking to finish off his Guardian Greaves now, being just 300 gold away from that. This top tier 2 is getting fairly low, so they're either going to have to look to take the trade pretty soon, or just push in that top. Looks like they're grouping up towards the mid to see if they can get a pick off and take this mid tier 2 out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bulba and Aoi are up on top looking for the trade as soon as complexity does move in. But the Lone Druid's up there dissuading them otherwise. So we got 4 from Complexity, just kind of hanging out in the jungle here, surrounded by their own wards. And now they have a creep wave heading down. And they'll let that creep wave go, and they'll look to try to catch out Aoi and Bulba here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's like Bulba's getting the safe TP out, Aoi's jumping, TPing out. So they won't find anything. So instead, they'll look to push this top tier 2, I'd imagine. They only have a few creeps left in this wave, but they have a nice Chen army. So, oh, they definitely should be able to take out this tower fairly easily. It's already pretty low. And DC will just let it drop and look to set up the defense at the high ground. And with the Aegis, they can try to poke up here a little bit. We'll see what DC can actually do to fend off this onslaught. The answer is not much. With this Vlad's out on the bear, he hits pretty hard. And this Lash is helping him just chew right through this tower. So they'll take out the tower and move into the racks with still no aggression out of DC. They're just kind of letting it happen, trying to pick off the creeps. And Complexity doesn't want to overstay their welcome. So they backed up, waiting for a new creep wave. I'll look to see if they push back in here with this new wave. Looks like Swindle with the Aegis heading up. And so they'll continue their assault of the base here, prioritizing this melee barracks. Nice swimp on the limp here, followed by a nice Chronosphere. But with the mech and the Hand of God coming out, they aren't actually able to kill the Brew before he gets a split off. They're able to kill Swindle, so he's coming back for a second life, but a Lash with full life, full mana is not something to be trifled with. So they'll clean up this racks, and then they'll most likely get the hell out of there under the cover of a stolen Moonlight Shadow. A little bit of a chase coming out from DC to see if they can pick up any of the stragglers, but Complexity moved back as one and didn't leave anybody behind, so they won't hemorrhage any kills over towards DC, and they'll go back to farming. So Limp's got a plate mail now. Healer, he'll most likely pick up an AC. He could go for the Shiva's Guard, but the AC is going to help them push the easiest. Not that they really need much help with this Lone Druid and Lash. They are just murdering buildings here. So it actually looks for this Chen is going to go for his eggs before he goes for the Guardian Greaves. So he'll look to have some Ancients heading in to the next high ground push. Couple minutes before we actually find out when Roche is going to be up. And so now we have a plate mail picked up by the Lesh. This will likely be a Shiva's Guard. Looks like they're grouping up and they have their sights set on this mid tier 2. They shouldn't have much trouble taking it as long as they don't get picked off on the way in. And this bear is just destroying buildings. So we'll look to see if they actually want to go for a high ground push without an Aegis. They ran out of creeps, so they're going to have to wait a little bit. But the top is pushing in right now, so they'll likely look to try to catch somebody out. But DC was smart enough to realize that they still had the stolen Moonlight Shadow. So they put down a ward before anybody actually got picked off. And so Complexity is going to have to back off here, reset, and just continue to push in and keep the harass going on DC to make sure they don't actually get a chance to leave their base. And just continue to wait out this Roche timer. So now we have an Ags Aether Lens on this Rubik. We have a Cloak picked up on this Lone Druid. We have a Hyperstone picked up on this Bear. We'll look to see what he wants to do with that Hyperstone. Just a casual plate mail for now on Limp. Only 500 gold to go for this Chen Ags. Lesh is actually sitting on 2k gold, so he's still working towards that Shiva's Guard, but he's only about 1,000 gold away from fully completing it now. We have Aoi sitting on just a random assortment of things. Looks like he's going to look to pick up a Veil. So Complexity continues to starve DC out of any farm they can find. But this Dusa is able to kind of sneak a Roche, or sneak some Ancients here. And he's got a Demon Edge with another 1,700 gold. I'd like to see what he actually wants to pick up to go with that Demon Edge. You might go for an MKB. It seems like the logical choice to help deal with this Brewmaster. So Roche is actually going to be up in 10 seconds. That was a really fast respawn. And Complexity is already in the area. So they'll know about this pretty quickly here and be able to pick it off before DC can even react to it. So now Chessie's up to 3,200 gold. Look to see if he wants to complete an item or if he's just going to save him for buyback right now. This Lesh is up to 3,300. So he actually goes for a soul booster. So he'll look to finish something. Looks like he's going to go for an Octarine Core and just a casual plate mail to help deal with the Dusa. Chen finishes up his Ags. This Bear is just a casual Hyperstone now. Okay, so... oh, somewhere there's a fight here. So the Deuce is standing here with her ult up, manages to pick off this Chen. Fortunately, that Chronosphere is only going to allow them to escape. It's not going to let them kill anybody. And now the stolen Chronosphere comes out, and that'll cost the Deuce its life. That'll cost Aoi his life up top, and that costed Yuara's life. So a really bad turn of events coming out for DC, and they won't even bother with the Roche. They'll look to just pull out some of these buybacks here, and they'll head right down the mid.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bruno got a little excited there and overshot the tower a bit. So now the Spirit Bear is carrying Molamir, so he is hitting like a truck and super quick. So these buildings are just falling apart, and Limp has his AC out, so they might stick around long enough to actually finish off this Rax, and then they'll head to the bot where the Bear is just chipping through this tower. And he pulls him out one hit early, but they just go for the deny. They figured you don't see denies of the tier 3s very much, but they really just don't want Complexity to have any more gold. Well, unfortunately, they already have way too much. So they're sitting at coming up on a 30k lead here. So we can see 6,000 gold ahead is this lone druid. And he's only 1,000 gold ahead of this Lash.
Just got slaughtered by the tire.
So this is going to be brutal for DC if they're actually able to hold off this onslaught here. So with this Aegis up, they'll look to come in and just end this game right here with some megas. We shouldn't have too much trouble. They'll have 2 bears coming out on this lone druid. The brew is ready for his blink split, but they are playing it safe actually because the Lash is up top and not with the rest of the team. Looks like the Lash is just kind of making sure that the creeps push in through the mid so they can come in easier on the bot. And now he'll come in. Oh, immediately gets chronoed by Bulba, but Bulba is just tickling me at this point. And there went 1 Rax, here comes the 2nd Rax, and this will be Megas in a second, and there's the GG. So a nice try from DC, but they just got pushed down by complexity, and there was nothing they could really do about it. Medusa took too long to come online, and Yuan wasn't able to do enough damage to actually burst through this Chen, because he's the only one actually doing any damage. So we'll look to see if DC can pull us back and bring it back to a 1-on-1, or if this will just be a quick 2-0 from complexity. Alright, thanks everyone. I am the Opinion Engineer. Let me know on Twitter, let me know anywhere if you liked it, if you hated it. Otherwise, I'll be back for game 2 in probably about 5 minutes here.